is the only Jello, and I'm going to be going over some of the basics and just some tips about Paladins. Paladins is a free-to-play objective-based team first-person shooter from Hi-Rez Studios. The game is set in a sci-fi fantasy setting, currently featuring 27 playable champions that have their own unique skill set. They're organized into 4 classes: frontline, damage, support, and flank. Frontline champions are good at holding the line and protecting their teammates. They will gain 100% more credits for standing near an objective. The damage champions deal high amounts of damage and will gain 100% more credits for dealing damage to enemy champions. Support champions are high utility champions who are helpful in both offense and defense. They will gain 100% more credits for healing allies. Flank champions are designed to take out key targets from the opponent's rear. Flank champions gain 30% more credits from landing the killing blows on enemies. If you'd like, you can check out some of my other videos where I go into more detail about each champion. The Paladins card system is the main feature that sets the game apart from others like it. Cards provide champions with several different bonuses like modified weapon shots and skills with new effects and high potency. Each champion has their own card collection that is exclusive to them. The cards are used through loadouts. Each loadout is composed of 5 cards, and these loadouts are selected at the start of each match. All champions will start with a pre-built loadout that players can use. You can also create and customize their own loadouts. Each champion can have up to 5 custom loadouts. These loadouts can only have cards that amount to a maximum of 12 points. The points cost of each card is equal to its rank number from 1 to 4. Items or burn cards are a special kind of card that any champion can use at the spawn rooms. These items allow players to gain useful benefits like extra damage or bonus movement speed. There are 4 types consisting of defense, utility, healing, and attack. A player can only have 1 item from each category at once, but they can be upgraded, replacing the previous item with a stronger version of itself. Once purchased or upgraded, items cannot be sold or downgraded. There is an auto-buy function that allows new players to have the game pick and purchase items for them. This feature can be toggled on and off from the gameplay tab in options. These items do not carry over to other matches. There are 3 game modes within Paladins: Siege, Payload, and Survival. Siege is a round-based game mode where each team works to earn objective points to win the match. There is 1 capture point located at the center of the map. To capture a point, at least 1 player needs to stand inside its designated area. Each team has a separate capture progress bar that won't be depleted in any way if players from both teams are standing in the capture point's radius. Neither team will be able to make progress until their opponents are removed from the area. Once a capture point is taken by a team, a payload cart spawns that must be escorted to the opposing team's base for an additional objective point. The payload phase lasts 2.5 minutes. The payload will immediately stop moving if any players from the defending team stands near it, and will start to move backwards after sitting idle for too long. In Payload is an attack-defense style game mode with 2 rounds. The attacking team must escort the payload to the drop point near the defending team's base, while the defenders push it back and hold long enough for the timer to run out. When round 1 is complete, both teams swap sides. Just like in Siege, the payload will only advance when at least 1 attacker is close to it, but won't move if there are defenders close by. The payload will start to move backwards after sitting idle for too long without an attacker near it. On the first round, the attackers have 7 minutes to push the payload. On the second round, the attackers will have either 7 minutes or the time it took the attackers from the first round to push the payload all the way. The team that gets the payload cart the furthest will win the match. If both teams push the payload cart all the way, then the team that pushed it to the endpoint in the least amount of time will win the match. Survival is a typical team deathmatch game mode with no respawns. To win a round, players must defeat all members of the opposing team before they themselves are defeated. The first team to win 5 rounds wins the match. A fog will set in from the edges of the map and closes into the center. The fog deals heavy damage to any champion in it, forcing all players to move towards the center. Once the fog reaches the center, it will pause for 60 seconds, creating a final fight to the death. If the round is still active after a minute, the fog resumes and consumes the entire map. The quest system allows players to earn bonus gold by completing certain tasks. There are currently 2 types of quests, daily and weekly. Daily quests grant bonus gold after winning matches up to 3 times a day. Weekly quests are unlocked at level 7 and have more specific tasks than the daily quests, but they also provide with better rewards. Players receive 1 quest per week and can have up to 6 quests at a time, 3 active quests and 3 other quests that won't become active or visible until the previous 3 are completed. Players can re-roll one of their current quests for a different one once per week. Each weekly quest completed will grant 750 gold. I've been having a lot of fun playing Paladins. It's a very fun game, very different from all the others. I will be doing tutorials on each champion. Drop me a comment and let me know which champion you'd like to see next. And if you like my videos, drop me a like, leave a comment and subscribe.